This is Monika Kuffer from ITC University of Twente. I'm presenting on the Earth Observation Toolkit for Sustainable Cities and Human Settlements. I'm presenting together with my colleagues named here, but also on behalf of a large team of colleagues who have been contributing to the development and the maintenance of the toolkit. The toolkit is an online knowledge resource that supports data need and data questions around SDG 11 and the new urban agenda. It's structured around the major domains that support and are relevant to data questions linking to housing, to open space, urbanization, and public transport. So if you have data needs and data questions under these domains, you will find Earth observation data and tools within our toolkit. The toolkit was developed and is built on a large network of international experts and institutions who have been contributing to the development and thinking and to the continuous maintenance of the toolkit. We know that cities are growing, often in an unplanned manner in many regions of this globe, and data is typically lacking to base evidence-based policy making and decision on strategic investments, on infrastructure development, on service, on data. And we want to open Earth observation data, which are often very poorly accessible because of the technical complexity. We want to open this data set to local, international experts, international organizations, actors, NGOs, to be having access to readily available data and tools. In this case, the example of Khartoum, of a city which is in a conflict, and we can see and get some first information about the massive reduction of night lights, what we see here, linking to breakdown of the infrastructure, breakdown not only of the electricity, but also of the water supply system. Important is also in this context the strengthening of the capacity of actors in the use of data and to stimulate the building of decisions and strategic vision making on data sets. And therefore, we not only build tools and data, but also actively engaging with government representatives, with a large network of actors. What is the objective of the toolkit? The toolkit is a resource of finding data, of tools, fulfilling monitoring needs, also in the context of increasing the use of Earth observation data which are there but have some access gap because of not understanding which data to use, not understanding of the massive amount of data, which is the best data to use for a specific data question. So we want to support local, international actors in their data question to provide guidance on what data are out, how they can be used, but also what are the limitations of this data sets. We want to enhance the capacity of being able to use data sets and tools in the toolkit, and also stimulating cities to learn from other cities who have been successfully using data sets. The toolkit itself wants to become a global reference point of, if you have an urban data question, that's the place to go and that's the place to find the data sets, and also having well-documented data sets and having an easy way of accessing relatively complex data sets for city and national government representatives, as an example. To do this, we have been developing use cases together with cities around, in this case, SDG indicators, typically focusing on SDG 11, monitoring, like on housing, on land consumption, on environmental aspects like air pollution, but also going beyond SDG 11 and also beyond linking it to data sets that are relevant in the context of the new urban agenda. And the idea of use cases is to learn from positive experiences of cities, of countries, to use Earth observation data sets in monitoring and in developing policies. Important aspect is the openness of data. So all data sets in the toolkit are openly available. They are documented. They are provided together with the guidance documents to understand the role of this data and to build trust on using the data sets, but also guidance on how to use it, and also what are the limitations of these data sets. It provides data sets, which means readily usable data sets for a specific data question, but also tools in using, for example, feeding own data into tools to calculate a specific indicator around urban topics. And as said before, to have use cases that stimulate cities to learn from the experience of other cities or countries. When you go to the toolkit, an important principle is the fairness of data. So all data sets are screened under the fair data principle. So if you go to the toolkit, you will find a massive amount of data, like, for example, the global human settlement layers. And all the data set in this toolkit, they are structured and can be filtered to specific data questions, be it the data question of specific SDG indicators. And if you select a specific SDG indicator, all the data relevant to this SDG indicators will be shown. Or data, if you want to search data to a specific domain, like on the transport or housing, you can filter existing data under the specific data need you're having. Furthermore, we're contributing actively to the Geo Knowledge Hub, which is a larger repository of geo that also goes beyond SDG 11 and the new urban agenda, so it goes beyond the urban questions and has a large repository of Earth observation data which are documented for users. And we are actively contributing also to this knowledge repository, specifically with urban data questions. To improve the uptake of data, we have been developing what we call SDG 11 indicator support sheets that takes in a on a one page, typically, a user and guide a user along a specific SDG and provides an understanding how this SDG, how data in our toolkit can be used to monitor this specific SDG indicator. If you'd like to join us, you're very welcome to join us. We are an open team, always ready to have people who are interested and active, contributing to the different groups, for example, around impact and capacity development, also on this scanning of fair data in our toolkit, as well as if you have tools or data you like to contribute, please reach out to us. We are continuously improving data set and want to keep the toolkit update with new emerging data sets. New emerging data sets also linking and leaving the beyond Earth observation data and also looking to the complexity of urban spaces, which often requires pairing Earth observation data sets with other data sets, for example, coming from cities and science. In this example, around SDG 11.1.1, understanding the complexity of urban deprivation, informality, with combining Earth observation-based models with cities and science data to provide gridded data sets on urban deprivation to the toolkit in future. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to your questions, and please feel free to reach out to us, to me,